Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Alpinestars Atem Leather Race Suit, available at RevZilla.com. The Atem is a replacement for the Tech 1R. It is an evolution. It is another step forward from Alpinestars here in 2012. Right out of the gates, completely new restyle. You're going to see the color blocking, the scheme of this suit. This is the top-end suit before you get to the Race Replica. So unless you're going to spend over $2,000, this is going to be your option, and it's still sub $1,500, which in our opinion is a great amount of bang for the buck. Notice the fit. This is a very aggressive fit. This is meant for the seasoned track day rider, the seasoned racer. We can see localized perforation throughout to work with the new graphical scheme. This is the black, white, red. There are a few other colors available. One of the things I love that they're doing now is this localized perf, meaning that they are breaking the perf at different spots, because when you add perforation to a suit, to the 1.3 mil leather cowhide here, if it was completely perfed, it would add, perf adds a degree of weakness to a suit, so you don't put perf in impact areas. But by adding areas that are lines that don't have the perf, you're adding strength to the suit. The big change, though, with the Atem moving into 2012 is this big aramidic stretch panel that goes right across the chest. We see it in the Atem jacket, now we have it in the Atem suit. You're still getting a lot of the same stretch panels, you're still getting a lot of the aggressive shape that you saw with the Tech 1R, but now we have, there's a lot of folks out there that have a hard time with race suits because they might be, depending on their build, depending on the way that they're shaped. We see different manufacturers do dual zipper suits. Alpinestars has now added comfort, range of motion, and flexibility into their top-end suit, that's sub $2,000 here with this aramidic stretch panel here in the front. Now, let's talk a bit about size. It's kind of a nice segue there. Peter is 6 foot, 195, 42-inch chest. He's wearing a size 52 suit. He has enough room for his back protector, and he fills it out. You can see a lot of times Peter, where he runs into struggle, is Peter has pretty big legs, but he fits nicely here into the suit. It's going to be the right fit for him. Now, taking a further step back, and remember, if you get the wrong size, we'll ship it for free to you, we'll exchange for free, no restock fees, so don't worry about any of the chance-taking factor here when you're buying race suits at RevZilla.com. But if we take a step back, some of the other upgrades going forward here into the Atem for 2012, we see the DFS system throughout, the dynamic friction shield system. So that's external hard parts that are vented here in the shoulders. We now have them in the elbows too. Previously, we only saw those in the Race Replica. The Tech 1R did not have these, so it's a nice step forward. Also moving down, if you look at the knee, it's going to be the GP style armor in the knee, which has the grip panel, the protector on the top, as well as the interfaces with the slider. Now underneath, you're going to have bio armor in the shoulders. You're going to have GP style armors in the shoulders, or in the elbows and forearms. So you have the bigger GP armor that goes all the way down the forearm for slide protection. Then in the knee, you have it starting in the knee and it goes all the way down the shin as well. From a back protection standpoint, again, common question, this will take the Bionic Race back protector from Alpinestars. So in the interior guts here of the Atem, you're going to have the multi-snap system that allows you to put that back protector on and then snap it into the collar so it's not going anywhere. From a comfort side of things, we talked about the main aramidic stretch panel. You still have these aramidic stretch panels in the arms, which flow air as well as create range of motion. Neoprene along the collar that goes all the way around. And also, as you start to scan down the front of the Atem here, you're going to see the aramidic panels into the crotch and then down on the insides of the legs. Another key upgrade for 2012 here with the Atem. In the past, we've seen these 3D mesh panels at the cuffs. You have them at the sleeves, you have them at the cuffs along the ankles. Turn backwards for me, Peter. Showing the back of the suit. Now you have a big 3D mesh panel that is going to start at the back of the collar and work its way all the way down the suit. Not only is this going to flow more air into the suit, but it also creates a little bit more of a low profile area at the back of the neck. And when you're in the race position, that gives you a better chance for your helmet to interface with the collar on your suit itself. Now, a lot of people are different. Everybody has a different size neck. You're seeing some helmet manufacturers starting to do a cutaway at the back of their collar. This gives you even more flexibility. Moving into the back, MotoGP style hump, great color blocking. This new blood red really looks great on the black, white, red version. Big yoke across the back, elasticated stretch panel. Hit the race position for me, Peter. You can see the elasticated stretch panel goes all the way under the arm and more localized perforation, some of which goes on top of the temper foam. Stand up for me. Coming down across the seat here, as we move down, you're going to see that we have a reinforced seat and tailbone, aramidic stretch panels along the back of the calf. You have calf expansion panels, and then again, getting down towards Peter's Alpinestars socks, you're going to see that we have the 3D mesh at the base as well. Come back around here toward the front. Let's open it up from the front. Removable 3D mesh liner here. So your removable liner, and then the back is going to be that 3D area that's going to be on the inside of the hump that's going to kind of create that micro area where the air has a little bit more room to circulate. You can let it go back up. So now that we've talked about fit, we've talked about main protection and main construction features, let's break it down a little bit further on the table and get into the guts. So now that I have the Atem off of Peter, let's walk through it in a little bit more detail here on the table. Sometimes a little hard to describe and show things while it's on the model. So let's start with the cuffs down by the ankles. We talked about the 3D mesh, which adds breathability as well as less material that you're tucking inside your boot. Most racers welcome this. Looking to the inside of that, you're going to see a few things going on. One, we have an ankle strap that's mesh lined to keep it in place. That's new for the Atem suit. Here's my removable mesh liner. That's really the washable liner that's going to soak up any sweat. It's wicking. It's going to be what gets funky after a long day of racing. You can pull it out and wash it. You're good to go there. And if we look past it, you can really see the mesh on the fronts of the legs, and this mesh is going to sit between your body and the suit, and it's going to get that airflow coming through the suit and then dissipating through the mesh and diffusing onto your leg. Again, a nice touch. We talked about the GP-style armor in the knee. What that really means is starting with our DFS, our PU slider that's vented on the outside, we also have this grip panel on the inside for gripping your tank and your plastics when you're leaning. Also, you're going to have big area of shin protection that comes all the way down. And this is the same principle as when we get into the GP style armor here in our elbows, is that you have the big area with the slider on the main joint, and then you have all that protection coming down on an area that typically is very accident prone on the track, that high impact area. You know, moving up past that, we talked about the auto locking zipper here on the back of the calf, the expansion panel. It's the two zipper system that allows you to have, you know, Peter actually has really big legs, so he used it unzipped, give you that expansion volume panel. And then we have our main auto locker that goes all the way down. Moving up to the cuff, auto locking zipper, mesh panel to keep the suit in place. And then when we open it up, you can see the mixture of leather as well as, oh, I think it's undone. We had Peter when he was taking this off. He took it with him. Here is our mesh inner suit that's fully removable. Now, from an armor standpoint inside the suit, I'm going to swing this guy down and hang it off here. Notice a few things going on. We still see our removable liner that sits on the inside here, but this red area, again, is 3D mesh. And when you have 3D mesh that sits against your back or toward the back of the suit, what it does is it creates these tiny little air capsules which are going to trap cool air in there, but also give warm, moist air the ability to evaporate off your body, to create better temperature diffusion, better reacclimatization inside the suit. So you're going to stay cooler, and it's going to keep the airflow moving through the suit. And notice here, Bionic Race back protector at the collars, the 3 snaps for depending on your height. When you have that back protector in, you lock it in at the collar, and it stays put without creating another pressure point. Notice here too, it's a finishing details. Mesh around the collar with the neoprene, which we talked about, as well as YKK zippers that have a leather flap that covers them. You can see how they're covered here, you know, by this flap that's not going to get in the way. You also have the ability to upgrade the chest from the temper foam that comes with it to the Bionic chest protector, again, for fully coverage here with the Atem suit. Now, I certainly want to hear your feedback on the Atem suit, your feedback on the new features like the 3D mesh on the hump, the stretch panel here in the chest, and in my opinion, one of my favorite things about a suit that's still sub $1,500, really the color blocking and style. This is one of the most beautiful suits that we have at RevZilla.com, and this red really sets it off. So leave us that feedback at RevZilla.com on the product page or on YouTube at RevZilla TV. Click right here, and you could subscribe to us at RevZilla TV on YouTube. Stay up to date with all of the latest gear that we're constantly rolling out via video. As always, if you want to talk to a geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Everybody under our roof rides. We can always talk race suits with you. And from there, remember, we're going to ship and exchange for free over $39 with no restock fee. And you can always earn TeamZilla cash on any order over $100 to be applied to your next order. We save you some money in the long term. Find the new Alpinestars Atem Pro Level Race Suit available at RevZilla.com/Alpinestars. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.